Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised. Ready for something outrageous? A mountain biker learns his stunt the hard way. This fisherman reels himself right into the water. A skier gets in over his head. And some skydivers manage to jump without leaving their living room. If it's off the wall and it's on tape, then it's all here. It's totally outrageous behavior.
Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Durgan and welcome to Totally Outrageous Behavior. They say that laughter is exercise for the soul, so get ready to get in shape. Your personal trainer can thank me later. But right now, it's time for a side-splitting workout. Biker Jeff Lanoski is one of the best stunt riders around.
Oh my God!
I'm a professional mountain bike freerider, 2-time North American Trials champion, and 9-time national medal winner.
But to get to the top of his game, he's had to practice. Sometimes it doesn't go so right. And sometimes it goes even worse.
Oh, good thing I did not get my...
I practice a lot. A lot of times I'm out there, I'm trying a trick over and over and over, and I feel like the worst rider in the world.
Of course, Jeff does know when to walk away.
Oh, good one.
The eyeglass thing I finally gave up on because I figured I want to have kids someday.
Quit while I'm ahead.
But that doesn't mean he's gonna start playing it safe. Because Jeff sees the world with a different set of eyes.
If I walk down the stairs, it would be a lot easier, but I wouldn't have a job.
And he knows that in order to get to this, sometimes you have to get through this.
Oh, good one.
I love animals, but in this next video, it's the people that are endangered. Take a look. It's the last show of the day at the local crocodile park. These reptile wranglers know how to wow the crowd by hugging, tugging, and even lounging on the crocodiles. After years of practice, Stuart has complete control of the crocs. But sometimes, he forgets to feed them. In their carefully scripted show, this crocodile decided to do a little improv. These trainers might get all the applause, but in the end, it's the crocodile who gets a hand. What's so hard about being a TV reporter? You stand there with a microphone and talking to a camera. Heck, I'm doing that right now. But sometimes it's not that easy, like in this next video. A good newsman is trained to handle the pressure and distractions of a live report. This newsman, however, is not. Seems the members of this crowd all want to be part of the story. And this just in, this reporter is on his way out. With this performance, he may be looking for a newspaper job. After all, it's quieter.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
The great thing about sports is that you never know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you end up on our show. Watch this. Extreme skier Rob Delorier feels right at home in the mountains.
My skiing ability is, expert skiing. I grew up skiing since I was 2 years old.
So it takes extreme conditions to get Rob going.
I love cliff dropping, and actually for the types of cliffs that we were jumping, 30 or 40 feet wasn't even big.
But this time, Rob's not jumping off the cliff. He's falling off it.
I couldn't move any part of my body once I had gotten buried, and I strained my neck muscles trying to fight it as it was happening.
And although Rob had been confident before, now he's in over his head. A friend frantically searches for Rob, hoping to dig him out.
I knew my friends were close by, but at the same time, I was absolutely scared. I was shaking like a leaf by the time I actually got out of the hole. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before or since, and that was an experience I hope to never go through again.
Hopefully Rob will play it safe from now on, because when it comes to battling these cliffs, Rob loses by a landslide. Well, that was great, but we're just getting started. Stay tuned for more totally outrageous behavior.
Coming up, this deep-sea fisherman meets his match. Plus, a daring trapeze artist brings down the house. And later, an international actor becomes the hot new thing when totally outrageous behavior continues.
Welcome back to Totally Outrageous Behavior. Did you miss us? Wait, before you answer, take a look at this. Stuart Campbell is a deep-sea sport fisherman with years of experience.
I've been fishing seriously for Atlantic blue marlin for about 25 years.
And all of that practice is about to pay off. Stuart has just hooked himself a 1,200-pound blue marlin.
We hooked him and fought him for some time. I think we probably had to fish on somewhere around an hour and a half.
Even when you're a master fisherman, things can go wrong.
I looked over the side to look at the fish when I should have been watching the wire. I saw that I was in trouble, and about that time everything came tight and the fish pulled me over the side.
A close call for Stuart, who now has quite a story about the one that got away.
Obviously, we didn't catch the fish.
But Stuart hasn't given up on fishing, and that's good.
I still fish regularly.
But next time, maybe he should make sure he's got all hands and feet on deck. A stunt done right is a thing of beauty. A stunt gone wrong is up next. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. The circus has come to town. In the center ring, there's Kim, the beautiful trapeze artist. This amazing acrobat works without a net. A female fearlessly defying gravity. Unfortunately, some laws just aren't meant to be broken, but some equipment is. Kim and her costume come out okay, but her career has definitely hit a new low. Oh, friends, they pick you up when you're feeling down, laugh with you when you're happy, and send in the home videos when you mess up. How can we not love that? This bird watcher is really branching out. But by the time he reaches a nice nesting spot, the birds have flown the coop. Guess this was a wasted climb. Luckily, the return trip is much quicker. Ooh, Ponscom really brings out the color of his eyes. Ever since this wobbly watcher discovered an empty nest, he's been feeling a bit down. You've got the DJ, you've got the caterer, and you've got the guests. Now all you need is the cameraman when the whole thing goes bad. Take a look. In El Paso, Texas, this woman's favorite grandson just got married, so she's not going to let anybody hold her back. Grandma starts showing off her moves, shimmying and shaking, right into the pool. Looks like a lot of people are worried about Granny, but they should know, after a disco workout like this, she just needed to cool off. This next video proves if at first you don't succeed, maybe it was something you shouldn't have been trying in the first place. They say practice makes perfect, but they never met John and Lee. Because it seems like the more these loopy bike riders ride this ring, the worse they get. Of course, it doesn't help that the guy whose one job is to throw the pad under the bikers can't seem to get it right. Still, these riders won't give up. And it's all on camera. Literally. But despite all the crashes, they continue on and off. By the end of the day, the only thing these guys have improved is the size of their medical bills.
That's another one.
I love that kind of stuff, but you know what I don't love? When you change the channel, so don't. We'll be right back with more totally outrageous behavior.
Up next, an amateur wrestler misses his big chance. Plus, a diver's lounge chair leap is a big old flop. And later, these guys bring the indoors outdoors. When totally outrageous behavior returns.
I bet you're here for more totally outrageous behavior. Thank goodness, because we have plenty. Check this out. These French kids are acting in a homemade comedy video. Pepe has tossed Jacques' letter into the flames. But when Jacques retrieves the letter, this film takes an unexpected plot twist. The script calls for Jacques to stamp out the fire. But Jacques isn't acting anymore. The crew tries to help, but they can't smother the fire. So this actor decides it's time to do some improvising. As filmmakers go, this bunch has a lot to learn. But as an actor, Jacques' career is definitely on fire. There's no place like home, and there's no videos like home videos. Summer just brings out the athlete in some people. Take this Olympic hopeful. He plans to wow the poolside audience in the fast-growing sport of chair diving. But the chair has other ideas. This dive's degree of difficulty? A 3. Degree of intelligence? 0. I would try to explain this next video to you, but sometimes actions speak louder than words. Take a look. This is the famous fountain at the Bumbershoots Arts Festival in Seattle, Washington. With these high-powered water jets, it's a popular place to cool off. Most people stick to splashing around on the sides, but this guy's need to stand out from the crowd causes him to go for a high-powered geyser ride. Still, this show-off doesn't regret anything he did at the festival. After all, it really turned his life around. Have you ever wished you were somebody else? Well, I doubt you'll want to be the guy in this next video. This angry Argentinian has a bone to pick with his local TV station. It seems they keep interrupting his favorite team's soccer match with news reports. And now he's got some news for them. He wants his soccer back on. The cops try everything to stop the furious fan, but he just keeps on trucking. Turns out when this guy had a problem with his local news, he decided to break the story himself. This next video was sent to us by totally outrageous viewer Chad Islander, a small-time wrestler who makes a big-time mistake. Weekend wrestler Chad Islander has an alter ego and a dream.
My name is Fast Eddie. I'm the greatest wrestler of all time.
And Fast Eddie,
You don't look at me.
knows how to lay down the trash talk.
What are you looking at, old woman? I'll take your teeth and I'll shove them. I gotta remember what I gotta say on TV here.
At least this small-town wrestler knows all the big-time moves.
Bring him on.
The hubcap, the trash can, the El Kabong, and the always impressive cardboard tube smash. In the match's final move, Eddie is supposed to be thrown out of the ring onto his waiting opponent.
Call that the jackknife powerbomb.
At least that's what was supposed to happen.
The move was supposed to go, I was just supposed to go straight back, land through the table, explode the table, but it didn't happen to work that way.
When it comes to the basics, Fast Eddie's at the top of his game. But when it comes to the advanced moves, he's still on the ground floor.
Coming up next, these skydivers will do anything not to miss their favorite TV show on Totally Outrageous Behavior.
Welcome back to Totally Outrageous Behavior. I knew you'd be back because we always save our most outrageous video for last. So sit back, relax, and check this out. Joe Jennings has an interesting job. And his office has quite a view.
Aerial cameraman. That's a good way to describe it. Free fall cameraman. That's another way to describe it.
However you want to describe it, if it fits through the airplane door, Joe will push it out and film it falling.
I've jumped with maybe 30 cars and 8 trucks. Jumped with a water heater, toilet, television, big tires, golf cart, pretty much everything we could find.
But for his next stunt, Joe doesn't want to leave his living room.
I've often wondered how well furniture flies.
How many people have sat in a lounge chair and watched television while they're falling through the air at 150 miles an hour?
After Joe and his friends are finished, the answer to that question will be 2.
Duct tape, without it, I wouldn't be here.
Joe and his couch pilots are ready for takeoff. But this couch turns out to be harder to ride than a bucking bronco.
Dude, that rock! This is good!
We got good information for the next jump.
Did he just say next jump?
That was incredible. I'm really glad we have 2 of these units.
After some home remodeling, Joe's living room is ready to fly again.
Ready, set, go!
This time our chair jockeys are able to hold on a little longer. Until the last of the flying furniture comes down to earth.
That's the chair I was sitting in right there.
The fun's over and the cleanup's just begun.
Don't tell anybody. Under penalty of law, the this tag may not be removed.
So what's next for our skydiving cinematographer?
As long as I'm still driving around with my head in the clouds, thinking about all of these new ways to film things, I'll probably keep doing it.
And we'll probably keep watching.
Dude, that rock! This is good!
Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of time. But we're not out of crazy videos, so you'll have to come back next week for more totally outrageous behavior. Good night.